And hello, everybody. Welcome back to another stream. I have been gone for quite a bit, but I am back and I am straight in the flesh, and we are covering live severe weather um, across the U.S. today, mainly in Nebraska, South Dakota areas, all around here in the slight risk here. So that is what we're looking at here in the slight risk and areas surrounding for the risk of large hail, damaging winds, and a couple brief tornadoes. Hello, Gooseman. How are you doing today? So currently we only have 10 severe thunderstorm warnings, quite a bit, but we're going to go over every single one of them in detail. So over here in Montana, we have a pretty strong storm here in, let's see here, Custer and Powder River County, Montana. That is associated with this really big cell right here just to the east of Ashland, Montana. And that is producing half dollar size hail and 60-mile-per-hour winds. I am doing good. Helped Davis with his stream earlier today, and now I am doing mine. So you can definitely see where that hail is falling in that storm. So if you are in the path of this down the line, near let's see here, moving north at 70 miles per hour. Oh dang! So a very fast moving storm here that is going to be moving towards Miles City, Montana. Uh, area is probably just a little east of Miles City here, and that is a very fast-moving storm. So, yeah, look, it's just, yeah, it's moving really fast. But we also have, severe thunderstorm warning over here in Iowa as well. This is actually a pretty concerning cell here. This is in Emmett County in Palo Alto County, Iowa, for a storm near Ruthven, or 8 miles west of Emmetsburg, moving east at 15 miles per hour. The hazard with that is ping pong ball size hail and 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts. So a storm producing a large hail near Gradinger and Emmetsburg. So if you are down the line near Fenton, Lone Rock, that is what we're looking at there today. And this might actually take a direct, path towards Gradinger, and it might actually impact the town of Gradinger, Iowa. Also, do have a severe thunderstorm warning down here in Kentucky for a cluster of storms here in southeast Kentucky. This one is warned in Owsley, Perry, and Breathitt counties and Kentucky for a storm near Crockettsville, producing 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts and penny-size hail. That right now is north of Buckhorn, and that is this cell right here. We'll pull that up just for the time being. Yeah, so this is what we're looking at here in Kentucky, but we also do have a kind of a severe weather outbreak ongoing here in New York as well. What's up, Sam? So we have a severe weather outbreak ongoing here in Pennsylvania as well for a storm in Schuyler. Yeah, I'll figure that out later, Sam. Yeah, for southeastern Schuyler, western Cortland, northeastern Chemung, and southeastern Tompkins counties here in New York. Right? Yeah, New York. This is producing 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts near Freeville and Cayuta. A very big storm here. You can definitely see where that outflow boundary is and where all that main wind is, happening here. But if you're in Ithaca, Richford, Berkshire, expect some really strong winds here. In Newfield, you're probably getting some really heavy rain right now. That's because you are right in the middle of that storm. So that's what we're kind of looking at around here real quick. And we also have, severe thunderstorm warnings over here in Texas as well, including one here for Pecos County, Reeves County in Texas. Any storms firing in Nebraska yet? I will look at that in a second. Yeah, I'll take a look at that. So this is for Pecos County, Reeves County in Texas for a severe thunderstorm located 24 miles west of Fort Stockton, moving east at 15 miles per hour for 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts and quarter-size hail. That is associated with this storm here. Very big storm there. And we had a question about Nebraska. Currently, No, but I would say we do have a blip watching effect for a lot of these areas over here, because I do think that we're gonna have some storms fire up here in a little bit. Have a bunch of chasers out here. Corey Gherkin, Nathan Moore and Vince Welty. Uh, Currently, one of our chasers, Brandon Kopic, he is in France for some reason. Also, I want to cover this real quick. We currently have our first tropical cyclone of the year. Woohoo! First tropical cyclone of the year down here in the Gulf of Mexico. This will become Tropical Storm Alberto. But yeah, as of 4 p.m., we have Tropical Cyclone 1 here in the Gulf of Mexico. Wind speeds 40 mile per hour and max wind gusts of 50 mile per hour. That will strengthen up to a tropical storm and will eventually make landfall as a tropical storm near La Pesca, Mexico. So that's what we're looking at there at 4-2. We also do have a tropical storm watch for a lot of, areas near Corpus Christi, Port Lavaca, Port Aransas, and Rockport. So that's what we're looking at there. Very, crazy kind of event ongoing. Have a severe thunderstorm warning here in Ohio for a very isolated cell here in Ottawa and Lucas counties, Ohio. First severe thunderstorm located near Genoa, 14 miles east of Toledo, moving northeast at 15 miles per hour. Hazard with that is 60 mile per hour wind gusts and quarter-size hail. This is a fairly small cell, but you can definitely see where that hail is falling. Thankfully, it's not a very large cell, so it is not posing a threat. And also have another severe thunderstorm warning down here as well for Richland and Crawford County, Ohio, for a storm producing ping pong ball size hail near Crestline, or 12 miles east of Bucharest, moving east at 15 miles per hour. 60 mile per hour wind gusts to that storm as well. But that is also a very isolated cell. And that'll be moving up towards, Bethlehem, Shelby. Yeah, so this storm is firing up quite a bit. Already warned for ping pong ball size hail. Getting a major in biology. Do I think, like personally, that I will get a major in biology? Is that your question, Sam? Just checking. I have a really big storm here just in the northwest of Marietta, Ohio here. This is most likely producing some damaging winds and very heavy rain. I have a new mesoscale discussion out now currently for, um, uh, I like biology. Biology is a nice class. I did it freshman year last year, and it was fun. I only got to dissect a frog, though. I only got to dissect a frog. But I don't know if I'm going to be getting a major in biology, but I'm definitely going to be trying to get a major in meteorology. But here is a mesoscale discussion for western into central Nebraska and extreme southern South Dakota. Probability of watching went 60%. Supercell development is possible by early evening. Should development occur, a few tornadoes, very large hail, and isolated severe gusts will be possible. So that's what we will stay live for. We will watch all these storms fire up, and we will watch them. I like biology. It's just not like the best class. Currently, I think our most concerning cell right now is definitely the one in, let me find it. Okay, they downgraded the storm here in Emmett and Palo Alto counties in Iowa to quarter-size hail. Once was producing ping pong ball size hail, but now it's producing quarter-size hail. So our only very concerning storm right now that we need to look into is our one here in Ohio, producing ping pong ball size hail. So we'll just keep an eye on that right now. And wow, yeah, that latest radar scan does show it really strengthening up here near Shelby. We're getting echo tops of, wow, already getting echo tops of 48,000 feet on this little tiny cell here. So this is going to blow up a lot, and this should become a problem near Shelby. So if you're in Shelby, I would be, a little concerned right now as the storm moves closer towards you, because, it is, it's got a pretty decent hail core on it. First time being live in a while. Really, it's like really the first time being live in a while. So I am more than happy to be back and doing this. So that's what we're eyeing here near Shelby. Yeah, once I was on Davis's stream, yeah, we were having fun. Looking at the weather and just talking. But my stream right now, since I really have nobody helping me right now, I'm just gonna be talking about the weather currently right now. Also, we did have a very damaging storm move through Pittsburgh here, and we had a 60-mile-per-hour wind gust by an NWS employee in Lawrenceville, Pennsylvania, from an estimated wind gust. So that's what we're looking at here. Also had a lot of power outages here in Pittsburgh. In Allegheny County, we have 43,000 people without power out of the 360,000 tract. That's about 12% of the county out of power. Had a lot of damage reports, like trees down, all that. So very big storm that moved through there. Also, just eyeing our storm near Ithaca. Might be trying to rotate a little bit on the southern side. Well, nah, I don't think so. But we still need to keep an eye on our storm here near Ithaca, New York. It's producing 60-mile-per-hour winds. Yeah, that's wow. So you can see definitely where that outflow boundary is. Stretches all the way up here near Casanova and just reaches down all the way towards, Chemung. Very big outflow boundary, probably producing 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts or more in the town of Berkshire and areas around Berkshire. Since we're kind of in, the early stages of the stream, does anybody have any questions? I'll be free to answer. Like, oh, what's gonna happen here? Or, what do you think about this? Blah blah blah. I'm free to answer anything. Yeah, a lot of chasers out here today in Nebraska looking for that tornado threat. Hopefully, we don't see any bad tornadoes today. Still have a severe thunderstorm warning down here, just to the west of Fort Stockton, Texas, here in Pecos County. What do I think about today's risk in Nebraska? I think, we can go ahead and go over the risks real quick. Let me get rid of this. So get rid of that. So our tornado risk right now is a 5% risk. Basically, what the saying is we have a 5% chance of a tornado within 25 miles of a given point within that brown area. So say you're here near Broken Bow. Oh, I'm here near Broken Bow. Well, within 25 miles of you in each direction, you have a 5% chance of a tornado forming within 25 miles of that given direction. So it's much easier when you think about it that way. So yeah, we do have a pretty solid here tornado threat here for a lot of Ogallala, Imperial, North Platte, Lexington, Broken Bow, Thetford, Mullen, Hyannis. I don't know how to pronounce that, but yeah, so a very large area here where we need to be watching for multiple tornadoes that could be popping up here across this brown area. And then for wind and hail, it's going to take a look at that real quick. For wind, I do think we have there's a chance we could see some damaging winds out here in Nebraska with these storms as well, up to 60. I would say about up to 60 or 70 miles per hour. I'd say within, this area right here. Right there is where I'd see 60 to 70 mile per hour winds. And then for hail, hail is also a big threat here as well. We do have a significant threat here for a lot of, our areas here near Broken Bow, Ord, Lexington, North Platte, Ogallala, areas near there, where we do have sort of a significant hail threat. So if you're anywhere within the black line there, just be aware that you could possibly see a 15% chance of significant hail, which is 2 inches or more in diameter, fall within 25 miles of your given point. So that's what we're having there. So yeah, I honestly do think we will have a pretty big, severe weather outbreak today. I just don't think we will see a bunch of tornadoes. Might see a couple. Yeah, but there's my, my rundown of today's events. Still have a severe thunderstorm warning in effect for a lot of Custer and Powder River County, Montana, for a storm here 17 miles east of Ashland, or 28 miles north of Broadus, moving north at 70 miles per hour. Hazard with that is 60 mile per hour wind gusts and half-dollar size hail. This is a very large storm. It is very, very, very fast moving. So, 70 mile per hour, oh, that's a horrible 70, but a 70 mile per hour storm is nothing to joke around with here, you guys. This is a very fast moving storm. Also, just do have a lot of storms popping up here in, Wyoming as well, associated with this line of storms. Currently, they're only just special warned right now, just west of Gillette. Any other questions, anybody? Also, do have a very large special weather statement out here. Huh. Oh, this is an interesting special weather statement. So we have a special weather statement for Salina, Great Bend, Russell, Ellsworth, Hoisington, Ellenwood, Wilson, Claflin, Canopolis, Lincoln, Holyrood, Assaria, Gypsum, Lucas, Gorham, Sylvan Grove, Geneseo, Brookville, Pawnee Rock, and Smolin for wind gusts around 40 to 55 miles per hour, promoting localized areas of blowing dust, particularly in the vicinity of recently plowed fields. Traffic cameras that show localized areas of significantly reduced visibility between Russell and Hayes. This is a very interesting special weather statement. So we have a lot of blowing dust here in this blue area right here. Interesting. It is very windy out here today. 33 miles per hour over here in Salina. 35 miles per hour in Russell. It's a very windy day out here in Kansas, and for a lot of, the plains. New severe thunderstorm warning in effect for Pennsylvania. Severe thunderstorm in effect for McKean County, Pennsylvania. For severe thunderstorm located over cyclone moving east-southeast at 30 miles per hour. Hazard with that is 60 mile per hour wind gusts and quarter-size hail. And that is a pretty large storm. Wow, it's actually kind of merging with the stuff to the west. But yeah, if you're anywhere in Lafayette, Big Shanty, it's going to start hailing here in a little bit. Right now it's hailing, just around the Pine Acres Country Club. This isn't a very large area of hail, but yeah, it is definitely fallen there. I think we were talking about this earlier. I don't know if we were or not, but severe thunderstorm warning still in effect for Spencer County and Davies County in Kentucky and Indiana for severe thunderstorm located over Grandview or over Rockport, moving north at 20 miles per hour. It has with that a 60 mile per hour wind gust and penny-size hail. That is near Rockport, Grandview, and Chrisney. Also a very large storm here as well. Producing some heavy rainfall in Rockport, Grandview, in around Owensboro, and this storm has been causing power outages here in Davies County as well. Basically just a line of, isolated thunderstorms popping up here in Indiana and Kentucky that we also need to keep an eye out for. Going back to our ping pong ball size hailstorm. This is now moving into the western side of Shelby. Still a pretty large storm here. with hail falling maybe in, 2 different areas or just in one large area here. Don't know, don't know. But this storm that's warned for quarter-size hail uh, in in Ottawa and Lucas counties, Ohio, is now moving over the Great Lake. The Great, well, let me see, the Great Lake Erie. So now it is warranting a special marine warning. For wind gusts up to 40 knots and large hail. Still kind of in, the earlier times of the stream. So if you have any more questions, go ahead and, drop them in chat. I will be feel free to answer them. But currently, when will the storms pop off in Nebraska? I would say in the next hour or so, maybe. Absolutely. We can definitely see that there's a lot of cloud cover out here. There's a very, very prime atmosphere for a lot of storms out here. So I'd say within the next hour or so. Yeah, but there's your question, Sam. And I do think Davis will be live tonight, definitely. So once he goes live, you guys can feel free to go over to his stream. I will be helping him periodically throughout his stream too. And while we're on the topic, no, of course, while we're on the topic, I'm gonna go ahead and do something here. You're gonna see a black screen here for a little bit. That's just because I'm going real quick right on over to actually, you know what? I don't need to go on over. Hold on. There you go. Sorry about that. So we're gonna go over the severe thunderstorm watches currently. So currently we have a couple severe thunderstorm watches in effect. We have a severe thunderstorm watch over here for the Montana area and stuff that we were eyeing earlier. So this is for southeastern Montana and east central and northeastern Wyoming until 11 p.m. The primary threats with that is scattered large hail and isolated very large hail events up to 2 inches in diameter possible, and isolated damaging wind gusts up to 70 miles per hour possible. So there's that. Also, a severe thunderstorm watch in effect over here for northern Iowa, southern Minnesota, and southwestern Wisconsin till midnight. Primary threats with that is scattered large hail and isolated very large hail events up to 2.5 inches in diameter possible, which is about tennis ball sized hail. And scattered damaging wind gusts up to 70 miles per hour possible, and a tornado or two possible. So also an area out here that we need to eye for the possibility of a brief tornado or two. And this could be associated with this line of storm right here. This line of storms, sorry. Yeah, I mean, there is, a couple areas here that I'm, eyeing here just southwest of Rochester. This is a little bit of rotation. It's not it's very broad. You guys should work together and do different streams in a day. Davis does 2 hours and you do 2 hours, and Vincent does 2 hours. Ain't that a good idea? Yeah, we've been talking about that for a while. We'll figure it out as time goes on. So definitely we'll figure something out that will help us maintain a lot of viewers and help people in the process. Also, new severe thunderstorm warning. I think this is a new one. New severe thunderstorm warning in effect for Pike County, Indiana, for a severe thunderstorm located over Winslow, or 11 miles east of Oakland City, moving north at 25 miles per hour. Has with that a 60 mile per hour wind gust and penny-size hail. And this is heading towards Winslow. This is also riding the outflow boundary of the previous storm. So this could also blow up. I'm pretty sure this has blown up. Let me just make sure. Oh no, it's been kind of producing for a while, but only now has it gotten severe thunderstorm warning. So right now 60 mile per hour winds on this storm and penny size hail. I would like to work with y'all, but my PC broke during the tornado I talked about. Oh really? I'm sorry about that. So a lot of storms popping up here in southern Indiana that we need to keep an eye out for. Right now, they're just, lightning and heavy rain threats, also some small hail and damaging winds. Hopefully you can get a new one. Yeah, that would be cool. Also, just wanted to say this. We have a couple, showers popping up here in Ray, Colorado that are going to be moving, north, northeast or so, right into this area that we're going to need to be watching here. But they're so expensive. Now, like, everything is going up in prices. Yeah, it's crazy how stuff can happen like that. But yeah, so we have a couple showers up here near Hagler, Nebraska, and Ray, Colorado. Right now, they're just rain showers with some moderate rain. But as they move towards you know the risk area, these could absolutely blow up and start producing. So yeah, we are under a blip watch currently now for I think areas in here that we need to watch out for. I'm about to eat some dinner. I'll be right back in about 20 minutes. I was just about to say I'm gonna go get a water bottle real quick. Welcome in, Glaze. Welcome in, new viewers. Welcome to the Roman Does Weather live coverage. I do this a lot, as well as Davis. Me and Davis have been working a lot together to get stuff like this happen. Also, yeah, so me and Davis are going to be covering a live severe weather event here in Nebraska. But I am currently live right now. But when Davis does go live, y'all can go over to his stream or stay on my stream, whatever works for you guys. But currently, right now, we have a severe thunderstorm up here in Custer County, Montana, for severe thunderstorm located 9 miles northwest of Volborg, Montana, or 30 miles south of Miles City, moving north at 70 miles per hour. Hazard with that is 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts and nickel-size hail. And that is for this little storm here that is in a heck of a radar hole here, just to the south of Miles City. But you can definitely see that there is a pretty big storm here. Trying to see what else we have going on. So we also do have, some severe thunderstorm warnings out here in southern Indiana, especially for this one cell here in Spencer County and Davies County, Spencer County in Indiana, and Davies County in Kentucky for severe thunderstorm located near Grandview or over Rockport, moving north at 20 miles per hour. Hazard with that is 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts and penny-size hail. That is for this big storm right here. Also, another concerning storm that we may need to watch. What computer do I have? I'm trying to get into streaming weather. I have, well, I have a Republic of Gamers Asus computer. That's my monitor. But my actual screen is like a Samsung thing. But yeah, so what my monitor is a Republic of Gamers Asus. I don't know what model though, but it works really good. But that's super cool. Yep, so we still have a severe thunderstorm warning in effect here for Pike County, Indiana, for a severe thunderstorm near Winslow, or 11 miles east of Oakland City, moving north at 25 miles per hour. Hazard with that is 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts and penny-size hail. I'm going to, tweak with the microphone settings. Let me know if, my voice becomes too loud or becomes too quiet, whatever works. All right, is it good now? Am I too loud or am I good? Quiet or whatever. Is my microphone okay? Or is it too loud or too quiet? Good here? All right, sweet. Welcome in, Alan. Welcome in. Okay, sweet. So, yeah, as I was saying, severe thunderstorm located near Winslow, Indiana, or 11 miles east of Oakland City, moving north at 25 miles per hour. Hazard without a 60-mile-per-hour wind gust and penny-size hail. You can definitely see where that hail is most likely falling in here in this little tiny corridor just to the southwest of Otwell. It's a very storm we need to look at for a while. All right, nice. Yeah, I was just checking my microphone settings. Also, have a severe thunderstorm warning over here in Kentucky that might be expired for northwestern Leslie and west central Perry counties, Kentucky, for a severe thunderstorm located near Confluence or 8 miles north of Hyden, moving northwest at 15 miles per hour. Hazard with that is 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts and penny-size hail. That is right over Confluence. So they might, let this expire. It doesn't really look that impressive to me. But the storms we're currently, eyeing right now are all in kind of Ohio right now. As for right now, we will be live for the Nebraska event later. But we do have, a severe thunderstorm event ongoing in Ohio too, especially this storm in Richland County near Mansfield, moving northeast at 15 miles per hour for the hazard of 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts and quarter-size hail. This was producing ping pong ball size hail earlier back here near Bethlehem. Now it's past Shelby. Probably hit western Shelby a little bit. Also have a severe thunderstorm warning over here that will most likely be expired since the storm is right over the water. But this was warned for quarter-size hail and 60-mile-per-hour winds for areas near Graytown, Grotus Corner, Ohio. But also a severe thunderstorm warning in effect for Jefferson County, Ohio, Beaver County, Pennsylvania, Washington County, Pennsylvania, Brooke and Hancock County, West Virginia, for severe thunderstorm located near Wintersville or 7 miles west of Wellsburg, moving northeast at 20 miles per hour. Source of that is radar indicated. Also, looking at this storm right here, that looks pretty concerning as well. There's a pretty strong, hail core maybe. This could also just be very, heavy rain falling west of New Alexandria. For any new viewers joining in, my name is Roman. I do a lot of weather-related stuff. Oh, wow. Yeah, so my name is Roman. I do a lot of weather-related stuff. I'm really close friends with Davis and Mr. Storm. We've been working so hard, to get a lot of this stuff working and, what we want to do. So go ahead and share the stream to friends or family so I can spread this out to more people. But we have a very interesting looking storm here that just got warned for Blair County, Cambria County, Centre County, Clearfield County, and Huntingdon County, Pennsylvania. For severe thunderstorms located along a line extending from Osceola Mills to Tipton to Horseshoe Curve, moving east at 40 miles per hour, 45 miles per hour. Hazard without a 60-mile-per-hour wind gust and a quarter-size hail. This is also a very interesting storm. You could see, wow. Are you kidding me? For anybody still watching, look at this intense, very intense, rapid intensification. Wow. What? Yo. This is a very concerning situation as well because we are having, massive growth and a storm near here, northwest of Bellwood, Pennsylvania. Wow. And this is a very, concerning storm as well. Because this could be dropping, large hail or just very, very heavy rain. That is very weird. That is a very, very strong storm in the making. I might have to, send this to Davis real quick. I'm going to go ahead and do that. That is a very weird thing, though. Yeah, but so later we will be covering the Nebraska event. We are back. Sorry for that brief pause, but yeah, wow, what a rapid intensification here near Beccaria. Okay, I hurried up and ate my dinner. Yeah, that is a very concerning scan, but you didn't have to hurry up to watch my stream. Go ahead and take your time. But yeah, wow, the fact that this just blew up so fast is, really concerning me. And now it is, what, yo, it hit that outflow boundary and it was like, yep, give me that Red Bull. Talking about it earlier on Davis' stream, throwing Red Bull to Storm. This is like giving 5-hour energy to a baby. It looks, it sounds bad, but it makes sense in the way of like, it was like really weak and then boom, it just, popped up. But yeah, we will need to keep an eye out for that. It is producing quarter-size hail, 60-mile-per-hour winds for Blair County, Cambria County, Centre County, uh, Clearfield County, and Huntington County, Pennsylvania. If this does go considerable, I think maybe Davis will go live. I did send this to Davis, and he might, I don't know. But yeah, this is a very concerning storm here as well. But we're going to keep on going because we also have a lot more storms here to cover, including this one here in McKean County, Pennsylvania. This storm is producing 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts and quarter-size hail near Cyclone, moving east-southeast at 30 miles per hour. And that storm is right now in Lafayetteville, moving near Smethport. Thankfully, a lot of these storms aren't rotating a lot, so we really don't have to worry about that. Kind of just eyeing around for any areas that I'm really concerned about. But I'm not really concerned about any crazy areas, except for this one. This is a really weird storm. The fact that it just popped up in like 4 minutes. Throwing the Red Bull. Yep. Check on our blips over here in Nebraska. Yeah. Okay. So we are officially underway, for a blip watch here in a lot of Nebraska, because we do have a couple storms out here forming here west of Benkelman. You can see how this storm is already producing heavy rain. This one back here near Ray is still producing some light rain near Laird, but we're keeping an eye out on these storms because they have just popped up and they are going north northeast. So we need to keep an eye out for that. If anybody has any questions, just for like, hey, what's gonna happen in this area, or like, what do you think about this, storm or whatever, go ahead and drop them in chat. I'll be so happy to answer any questions any of y'all have. Since there's nothing really going on except for that storm over here, we might just go back to this for the time being, because this might just be our most concerning storm. But if anybody has any questions, go ahead and drop them. I will be free to answer them. It's gonna be a long night, I think, for me. Davis is gonna probably be live for maybe an hour or so. What's all the red boxes up in the Wisconsin area? This is a severe thunderstorm watch for northern Iowa, southern Minnesota, and southwestern Wisconsin. This will be till midnight tonight. And the primary threats with that is scattered large hail and isolated very large hail events to tennis ball size possible, with scattered damaging wind gusts to 70-mile-per-hour possible, and a tornado or two possible. But this is in the future, I think. But this we have a big storm moving through Rochester, Minnesota. That could be trying to rotate here a little bit. Not very strong, but yeah, there's definitely a little bit of rotation here. Not very strong, but yeah, there is a little bit of rotation. Keep an eye on our blip here, if it does anything. I'm still far enough north of me. Yeah. The thing is, I don't think severe weather can be a hassle for a lot of people. No, you're good, man. Anytime. Severe weather can be a hassle for a lot of people. A lot of people are scared of storms, and that's why I'm here. If people are scared of storms, they can tune in my stream, and I'll tell you exactly what's going to happen and how you can, prepare for this in the future and just do whatever. I just want to help a lot of people. Also, do have a new severe thunderstorm warning for this cell over here in another blip near North Platte. Really? Let me go check that real quick. Which radar? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, there is a blip right here, just north of Wallace, Nebraska, that we need to keep an eye out for. So we need to keep an eye out for that as well. A lot of blips over here. But this one, what to the west of Bankelman is, our strongest one here so far, for sure. Looks like it's already producing some lightning here. Potential, severe thunderstorm warning on our hands in the upcoming future from that storm. But as I was saying earlier, have a severe thunderstorm warning in effect for Davies County, Indiana, for a severe thunderstorm located 8 miles northeast of Winslow or 9 miles east of Petersburg, moving north at 35 miles per hour. That source is radar indicated. You can definitely tell that there's a big storm here just right over Otwell, moving up towards Iva, Hudsonville, and Waco. Waco, Indiana. New severe thunderstorm warning, I think. Nope, we're good. Thought we had a new severe thunderstorm warning. But we also have a severe thunderstorm warning over here for Martin County, Indiana, for a severe thunderstorm located near Shoals, or 23 miles southwest of Bedford, moving north at 20 miles per hour. Hazard with that is 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts and penny-size hail. See where that hail is most likely falling here, just west of Shoals. So keep an eye out for that as well. See how tall these storms are as well. Also, I have it looks like a lot of convection over here. Oh, wow. A lot of the isolated, thunderstorms over here popping up just to the east of Bowling Green, Kentucky. That we need to keep an eye out for. That is also a thing we need to watch out for. But up here in Pennsylvania, we are eyeing a big storm, big-time storm here in Blair County, Cambria County, Centre County, Clearfield, and Huntingdon County in Pennsylvania for a storm here until 8 p.m. For a severe thunderstorm located along the line from Osceola Mills to Tipton to Horseshoe Curve, moving east at 45 miles per hour. Hazard with that is 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts, quarter-size hail. If I play, the radar back, you can see how fast this thing blew up. And, for a second, it looked like it was going to become really bad. Don't know what that blip is doing near North Platte. It's trying to do something. I mean, we do have a blip watch here, I think. Davis would probably agree. But, yeah, so we do have a little tiny blip over here in North Platte, just to the north of Wallace, that we can need to keep an eye out for. That is also in our severe weather risk area for tonight. Also have a couple blips back here towards, Ray and Bankelman. Ray, Colorado, and Bankelman, Nebraska. But yeah, so we're eyeing this storm here because it just blew up out of nowhere. See how fast, how violently it blew up and how violently, it's spreading out. So it's, becoming way larger lengthwise. So Bellwood, Tyrone, Warriors Mark. You have a very large storm coming towards you, most likely producing 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts and quarter-size hail. Have a severe thunderstorm warning in effect over here as well for Central County and Clinton County, Pennsylvania, until 8:15 for a severe thunderstorm located over Monument. Moving east at 15 miles per hour. Hazard with that a 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts and quarter-size hail. If anybody has any questions, go ahead and drop them in chat. I am more than happy to answer them. Still, kind of just chilling, waiting for this severe weather event. You can see where that hail core is, just northwest of Orviston. You keep an eye out for that. That is a pretty concerning thing as well. Thankfully, our line of storms here isn't rotating a lot, so we can just chill for a moment. No tornado threat currently. Also, I have a severe thunderstorm warning in effect up here for McKean County, Pennsylvania, for severe thunderstorm located over cyclone moving east-southeast at 30 miles per hour. The hazard with that is 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts and quarter-size hail. That's now moving into areas near Smethport and Mount Jewett. But I think the heaviest precipitation is falling just north of Wetmore, right here in this area right here. Thankfully, well, hold on. What is this over here? I just think it's a radar screwing up. But yeah, so we're still, covering a big time severe weather event up here in Pennsylvania. Nothing very crazy so far, but yeah, that big storm that just popped up was pretty concerning for a little bit. Still have a severe thunderstorm warning in effect for, Jefferson, Beaver, Washington, Brick, and Hancock counties. For severe thunderstorm located over Mingo Junction near Steubenville or moving northeast at 20 miles per hour. Hazard with that is 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts and quarter-size hail. And that's now over Steubenville, producing, very heavy rain and maybe small bits of hail. How is chat's day doing? I want to know how y'all's day was. Hopefully you already watched Davis's stream and you got to hear me speak a little bit. Our blip here just to the, northwest of Bankelman already looks like it's trying to develop a hail core. I don't know how successful it will be in doing that, but very large storm here just to the northwest of Bankelman, Nebraska. Our storm here near Ray also looks like it's barely strengthening. It's just kind of holding on here near Ray. How's our blip doing over here in North Platte? It's still trying to survive. It really is. It's near Sutherland Reservoir. Currently trying to survive. Kind of just eyeing this area, though. This is a this is a crazy storm. It's very large. Now moving into Bellwood, Tyrone, Warriors Mark, Duncansville, Pennsylvania. Very large storm here. So yeah, just kind of looking around here, kind of waiting for stuff to pop off here. So that's why I'll kind of be quiet for a lot of this, early part of the stream. But if you guys have any questions, please drop in chat. I'm always here. Still kind of eyeing our blip here in our Bankelman. Sadly, Mr. Storm couldn't make it to the stream today. It's my first stream in a while. Actually, it's my first stream in about 3 days or so. I spent a lot of time with my stepdad. Father's Day. So that's what we're looking at here. There's our blip here to the northwest of Bankelman, Nebraska. Our Ray 1 really is trying to hold on here. But if you're in Laird, it's probably sprinkling a little bit because, you have a tiny little rain shower moving through. Whereas we like to call a blip. So this right here is a, certified blip. When will the storm start to pop off? I would say within the next hour or so, maybe 45 minutes. If that answers your question. We already still have a storm kind of, popping off here. Maybe trying to pop off to the northwest of Bankelman. We really need to watch out for. How's our storm up here? Storm up here near Paxton and Sutherland Reservoir is, it's strengthening a little bit. We still need to kind of keep an eye on it, as this storm, moves closer to the North Platte area. Down the line near Stapleton, most likely. We have a lot of people out here today, though. Ryan Scholl, people we know out here. Vince Welty's out here. We could pull up. Well, who's on the road? Nathan Moore has a pretty nice view. So we're currently watching Nathan Moore's stream. Watching his stream right now. He's looking at, some convection over here. I think that's what we're looking at. The North Platte storm. Maybe. Still a pretty tall storm for a, baby little storm. It's still, reaching 32,000 feet. So this will start, to strengthen near Sutherland Reservoir and Hershey. But yeah, it's very windy out there where Nathan Moore is currently. Corey Gherkin's also, driving. Well, if we can connect to a stream. There he is. So he's driving. He is near Ringgold, Nebraska. Also, I'm going to be right back, chat. I'm going to go do something real quick. back. Let me just check if my audio's not too loud. I'm back. Okay, my audio is just fine. Okay, so yeah. Also, our North Platte storm, or I mean our North Platte blip here is starting to move over Sutherland Reservoir. Yeah, I was just checking. I usually have some problems with it, but not really today, thankfully. Our blip over here. Can I click on the radar? Okay, there we go. Our blip here near Bankelman is really trying. It really is trying. It's still producing some heavy rain. Um, and look at here. Looks like we have another blip. Maybe two blips starting to form here to the west of our main blip. Very possibly. Wow. Talk about radar contamination. This is not hail. This is not rain. Uh, this is radar contamination, but it is really bad radar contamination. But we still have a severe thunderstorm warning in effect for Blair County, Cambria County, Centre County, Clearfield County, and Huntingdon County, Pennsylvania. And that's for 60-mile-per-hour winds and quarter-size hail. This storm just popped up, too. Basically just popped up near Tyrone, Warriors Mark. But it's still, pushing. It's pushing near Warriors Mark. It's starting to get more windy in Warriors Mark. It's now hitting Tyrone, Northwood, all these areas. You have a pretty good view of our blips up here on Corey Gherkin Stream and Nathan Moore Stream. So we'll go over back to them for a time being. So we'll go over back to them for a time being. Thankfully my breaks aren't too long. We are right back. Anybody still watching? So we are still, kind of waiting on our Nebraska storms to start popping off. We still have a blip north of Bankelman, Nebraska, that's producing some, moderate heavy rain. The southwest of Waneta. I have a lot of. You're here? Great, man. Thank you for sticking around. We have a lot of blips over here, actually, that we need to keep an eye out for. I don't know if they'll live up to their full potential, but yeah, that's what we're looking at here. Also, um, blip over here. Yeah, well, once was a blip. It's now to the west of Hershey. It's still, kind of classifies as a blip, but it hasn't been getting stronger. So I might as well not count it as a blip no more. But that's what we're looking at there for. Start going over our severe thunderstorm warnings all the way here. Okay, so we have a couple of severe thunderstorm warnings in effect for Daviess County, Indiana. Right? Yeah. Daviess County, Indiana for a severe thunderstorm located near Washington or 17 miles northeast of Petersburg, moving north at 35 miles per hour. Hazard with that is 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts and penny-sized hail. Locations impacted include Washington, Lagudi, Montgomery, Candleburg, and West Boggs Lake. That's what we're looking at here. And this storm could be producing some, small hail to the north of Candleburg, up to an inch in diameter, maybe. Most likely penny size. Also, severe thunderstorm warning over here that will most likely be allowed to expire for Martin County, Indiana, for a severe thunderstorm here near Shoals. We're 21 miles southwest of Bedford, moving north at 20 miles per hour. Hazard with that is 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts and penny-sized hail. But they will let this expire. It's not a very impressive storm anymore. It's just kind of dying. But can't really say that about our storms here in Pennsylvania though, because they are still pretty strong. Especially this line of storms that we saw happen, boom up really. In Blair, Center, and Huntingdon counties, Pennsylvania, for a line of severe thunderstorms near Black Mashanan State Park to near Warriors Mark to Hollidaysburg, moving east at 25 miles per hour. Hazard with that is 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts and penny-sized hail. So if you're in Altoona State College, Hollidaysburg, Tyrone, Park Forest Village, Phillipsburg, Stormstown, Bald Eagle, Lakemont, Bellwood, Warriors Mark, and Williamsburg, please, be aware about this big old storm moving towards you that could be capable of producing damaging winds up to 60 mile per hour or more. Thankfully, we really don't have to worry about tornadoes with this one because, when this thing did pop up, it really looked concerning to me. But it is now, it is kind of now just kind of dying out. But welcome back, Sam. So we also do have a severe thunderstorm warning in effect for Centre County and Clinton County, Pennsylvania, for severe thunderstorm located over Monument, moving east at 15 miles per hour. Hazard with that is 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts and quarter-size hail. And I am pretty sure that storm is right now over Gallagher right now, producing very heavy rain. Or just small hail. I don't really know. Actually, let's check vertically integrated liquid and see what's actually falling here. Are the storms getting going in Nebraska? Yeah. Let me check. Not yet. There are a couple blips out here that we really need to keep an eye out for, especially this one near north of Bankelman. What's up, Davis? So yeah, we are keeping an eye out here on this blip here to the west of Waneta and north of Bankelman, Nebraska. We did have a blip up here in near North Platte, but right now it's nothing. If we play back radar, this was, it was a pretty good blip, and then it just started dying out. So, but you can definitely see here on, Nathan Moore's stream that Nathan Moore is looking at the top of this storm, and it is still it's a pretty tall blip. Actually, it's a very tall blip. Yeah, so for right now, nothing really concerning ongoing here in Nebraska. But later, yes. Also, just wanted to cover this. Oh, is this is this Alberta? Wait. Okay, so as I was saying earlier, we were talking about the cyclone that just popped up here in the Gulf of Mexico, the first of the season. This might actually be our tropical storm Alberto, but I'm not sure right now. But it is containing 40-mile-per-hour wind speeds and 50-mile-per-hour gusts. Currently, we have 6 severe weather reports ongoing. Most of them are in Canada, so we're gonna go and go over Canada real quick because Canadian people are people. This is a big line of storms too. Holy cow! It's a big cluster of storms there. We're only going to go over this just barely. So if you're near Rowan, Noranda, you have a big line of storms moving towards you. Thankfully, actually, wow. This might be rotating a little bit. No way. Canada tornadoes. Canada's actually had some really photogenic tornadoes lately. Look at how fast this storm blew up and how fast it's dying. Like, it blew up so fast. It blew up so fast and now it's just dying. Like, what did it probably encountered the outflow boundary for a little bit and then it just like died. David, stop calling me. True, true, true. Yeah, but you can see how fast this storm has popped up and just how fast it collapsed. But so for right now, this thing has moved through Tyrone, now in Warriors Mark, Spruce Creek, Alexandria, producing 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts. But I do think they will let this expire at some point. Really don't have a lot going on, so just kind of chill and chat with chat. I mean, our blip here is looking, more condensed, so I am getting kind of worried right here. We, uh, okay, I guess. Nah, I don't think that's a, no, yo, 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 nah. Don't say that. Don't say that. That's real bad. What? I am a sophomore. I am a sophomore. So we're still eyeing our blip here near Imperial. It still looks, pretty big. This might be our most, concerning storm so far. But you can see we definitely, are in an environment for a lot more blips. My bad. No, you're good. Just don't say that in my stream. So yeah, that's what we're looking at here near Imperial. People slip up sometimes. New severe thunderstorm warning now in effect for um, Martin County, Greene County, and Daviess County, Indiana, for a severe thunderstorm located just 11 miles northeast of Washington, Indiana, or 24 miles northeast of Petersburg. Moving north at 35 miles per hour. Hazard without a 60-mile-per-hour wind gust and penny-sized hail. So we need to keep an eye on this one as well. Moving towards Odon and Ragglesville. If anybody has any questions, I'll be free to answer them, because there's not really much going on. I'm still going to be live for quite a bit. Sullivan County, Indiana, I got you, bro. I have county. Sullivan County, Indiana. There's approximately 1,400 customers without power, with the 10,000 tracked. So about 13% of the county. So yeah, that's what we're looking at there at Sullivan County. We have a severe thunderstorm warning all the way over here in West Virginia. Wait, West Virginia? No, Virginia. Okay. For Bedford County and Franklin County, West Virginia, for a severe thunderstorm located over Chamblissburg or near Stewartsville, moving south at 5 miles per hour. Hazard with that is 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts. That also looks like a pretty big storm. To the north of Westlake Corner. So if you can, go ahead and share this with friends and family, so I can get the stream out to more people, because we're going to need it a little bit later. And our blip over here is now moving towards Imperial, and it is finally starting to interact with this environment now. It was pretty strong at first, and it kind of died out, and now it's booming back up here near Imperial. We'll keep an eye on this one. But right now it's producing heavy, heavy rain. So that's what we're looking at here near Imperial. Another pretty big storm starting to fire up. Still kind of in the blip stage because it's not really warned yet. New mezzo for central Pennsylvania. Oh yeah, I do see that. Yeah, but this is very unlikely we'll see a watch. But there is thunderstorms with the potential for strong to severe wind across central Pennsylvania, and that is associated with this big line of storms here near Huntingdon. That kind of, interacted with the outflow boundary, and then it was like, oh yeah, I'm big and strong, and then nope, collapsed. I am really excited for the first storm of the season here, Alberto. Really excited. I want to see what it does. And then I will most likely be live for whenever, it becomes a big deal. But for right now, it is kind of a big deal because it is the first storm of the season. Yeah, our Imperial Storm is really ramping up. I wouldn't bet we would have a special weather statement issued anytime soon for this one. That is a pretty big sell right there. Hey, Nico, are you still on the stream? If you are, I'm just gonna say this right now. Um, uh, why'd you delete my comments? Stealing content from, uprising creators like me and Davis is really, it's really rude to the both of us. And uh, I don't even think you should be live streaming on YouTube, because you are below the age of thing. You're below the age of you can only be 13, I think. So, Nico, moral of the story: don't steal people's content, because it can get you in real big trouble. If like, no, you're good, man. Just don't do it again. And also, um, you shouldn't be talking to people like that. Hello, Felix. Welcome in. So, is that storm in Nebraska going hot? Yeah, it is. It just got warned now for special weather statement. For wind gusts up to 50 to 55 miles per hour and penny-sized hail near Imperial, moving north at 40 miles per hour. So, yeah, it is starting. It is starting to pop off. He is 9. Yeah, Nico, just don't do it. Don't do it again. Moral of the story: don't do it again. Stealing content can be a really bad deal. Like if I stole content from a guy like Mr. Beast, he would sue me and I would lose a lot of money. So Nico, just for the sake of my stream, can you leave? I just know I just like feel like you might steal my content too, and I don't want you stealing my content. Because I think you already stole Davis's content for like 4 streams. Of course, Alan, you have a great evening. Have a great evening, Alan. He was stealing Davis's content for like 4 streams. Moral of the story: just guys, don't steal people's content. Since he was Glaze, since he was streaming on his phone, and he would pull up Davis's stream and he would just watch it, and he would type in stream at the same time. I know he's 9, but honestly, you shouldn't be streaming. It goes against YouTube's TOS. Um, and it's not a really good look on your part. Yeah. I still have a special weather statement up here for our, well, it's not a blip anymore, really. So, pretty big storm here near Imperial, producing 55-mile-per-hour wind gusts and penny-size hail. So, we really need to keep an eye on that because this also does look like a pretty concerning storm later on as it moves towards North Platte. You think you're banned from streaming? You don't know why? I don't know why either. You'll be back? Okay. Still have a severe thunderstorm warning now for Martin County, Greene County, and Davies County, still in Indiana. For severe thunderstorm located near Washington or 24 miles northeast of Petersburg, moving north at 35 miles per hour. Hazard with that one is 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts and penny-size hail. So that's what we're looking at there. Near Odon and Newberry. Heck, you know what I could go for? Some chicken wings. I'm hungry, dude. So yeah, that's what we're looking at here in Indiana for right now. Also do have a lot of, severe thunderstorm warnings ongoing here in Pennsylvania, except for, our line of storms here. Yeah, I get that he's 9. He doesn't know what he's doing, clearly, but yeah, he shouldn't be doing that. And bro's getting like 5 views. Let's just be honest. You're stealing content and you're not even being successful at it. A severe thunderstorm warning for Centre County and Clinton County, Pennsylvania. This will be allowed to expire. But it was warned for 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts and quarter-size hail. Right now, it's a shower. It's not even severe at all. Pizza tacos? What are pizza tacos? Explain. I'm intrigued. I low-key might make some dinner here in a little bit. Oh, wait. My mom's bringing me back something. Forgot. But I want to know what pizza tacos are. Those sound interesting. Still have our storm up here near Imperial. What's good? Pizza sauce and tacos with pepperoni and stuff. Ooh, that sounds good. Well, it's you, Glaze. What's up, bro? It's good. I bet it sounds really good. While I am, on the topic, I did not mean to say the topic. But we're gonna go ahead and look at, severe weather outlooks into the coming days. So tomorrow we also do have a slight risk of severe weather for a lot of Minnesota, northwest Wisconsin, a lot of, northwest Iowa, a lot of, southeast Nebraska, and portions of, north central Kansas. So that's what we're looking at there. And tomorrow, day 3, we don't have any really, really big risks. So just focused on today. Also, guys, oh, Vince Welty's talking to oh, what's his name? I don't even know. I know who he is, dude. I know who that dude is. I just don't know his name. All right, so we're back. Still watching our storm here just to the northeast of Imperial now. It's still warned for, I think, let me check. 55-mile-per-hour wind gusts and penny-size hail. That's what we're looking at there. If you guys have any questions in chat, go ahead and drop them. I'll be real happy to answer any of y'all questions. But severe thunderstorm warning over here for um, Martin County, Greene County, and Davies County, Indiana, for a storm here near Washington, and 24 miles northeast of Petersburg, moving north at 35 miles per hour. Hazard with that is 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts and penny-size hail. That might be allowed to expire. There does look like a pretty large area of precipitation near Plummer. Have I ever gone storm chasing? Yeah, yeah. You could say I have a little bit, but not like by myself. By myself, yeah, I'm gonna be doing it really soon. I have my temporary license, so I will be going storm chasing, and I will be live streaming for that as well. But for right now, I'm doing, live weather coverage. If I can't, chase near my hometown area or, in my state even or, close by, I'm probably just going to do live weather coverage. That's a really good question, though. Thank you. Still have well, we have no severe thunderstorm warnings in Pennsylvania anymore. I do not have Twitter. Have a severe thunderstorm warning in effect here for Christian County and Trigg County, Kentucky, for severe thunderstorms located along a line extending from near Fort Campbell to 6 miles northwest of Big Rock, moving northeast at 10 miles per hour. Hazard with that is 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts. That will be near Lafayette, Herndon. Hyped for what, Felix? Well, we expect the storm chasing vlogs soon. Real soon. I suspect within maybe the next couple months or so. As I get stuff, rolling. But I'm going to be doing a lot of, Who? Connor? Do I have the proper cameras and equipment for storm chasing? I have a camera. I have a computer I could probably get and probably set up like a lot of the storm chasers do. I'm going to probably be getting a radio so I can communicate. I'm probably going to be trying to get a storm spotter license. Connor is live. I will pull up a stream if I can. Funny thing, when I went streamed on TikTok, I got banned for 10 minutes for dangerous activity. So in the description, I had to put fake scenario. Dang. Vince Welty is, I don't know. This could be like someone he knows, or it just could be he got recognized, but that's funny. He's getting recognized. They're probably like, "Are you a storm chaser?" Yeah. Yeah, I do have I have some proper equipment. When you went storm chasing? Oh. So yeah, so this is what we have going on here, just northeast of Imperial. Still have a storm here. Oh, now we actually have more blips, I think. Yeah, we have a couple more blips firing up here just to the northwest of Hershey and Paxton. You can see where those blips are happening here. Still under a blip watch right now. Currently, we still don't have a severe thunderstorm watch, which is kind of weird. You're a storm chaser? That's cool.
I just made a stupid mistake.
I'm thinking about chasing tomorrow's event in Minnesota, but I have to drive late tonight. Yeah, I mean, driving at night really kind of sucks, honestly. Surprised nothing has developed yet. It's gonna take some time, but it's gonna happen at some point, especially with other blips here. But yeah, it'll take time for sure. I plan on being live for quite a while. Davis is probably gonna go live later too, so. It's gonna take some time for stuff to develop. It really is. But the thing is, stuff will happen. Would there be a tornado watch? I don't think so. I honestly don't think so. Uh, at the best, severe thunderstorm watch. It says, a few tornadoes likely or so. A few tornadoes possible. I think a few tornadoes possible is what they're going to include in the severe thunderstorm watch. So that's what's going to happen. I don't think there's going to be a tornado watch. It's not a really big time event. And don't get me wrong, there is going to be a lot of severe weather tonight. It's just not going to be incredible. Also, very interesting here. Yeah, I saw that. I don't really care. I'm too busy doing severe weather coverage. Also, have severe thunderstorm warning in effect until 7:45 p.m. for northwestern Pecos County, Texas, for severe thunderstorm located 21 miles northwest of Fort Stockton, moving east at 15 miles per hour. The hazard with that is ping pong ball size hail and 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts. And this has a pretty giant hail core. So if you're anywhere, north of Fort Stockton and even like near, Koyanosa, I would be concerned about this storm just because of the hail. It is a very, large hail producer. This could cause some damage out here. That is a pretty big storm. We had chicken Alfredo? No way. Chicken Alfredo is real good. I'm jealous. Uh, I like chicken Alfredo. Two anti-cyclonic rotations on that Fort Stockton storm. Let me check. Let me check that. Oh, this is also, wow. This is considerable right now. For northwestern Pecos County, Texas, for lime-sized hail and 70-mile-per-hour winds. Whew, this is blowing up. Let's check that here. Yeah, a little bit. I guess you could say that. It's not really, incredibly strong, but it's there a little bit. And what's going on with Nico? I'm not really concerned right now about all that. I'm just kind of concerned I'm helping people and relay information about all this stuff. Our storm here, that special weather statement warned near Imperial, is now looking more weaker, honestly, near LC. Just looks like it's producing heavy rain right now. That's about it. But there is still time for this stuff to pop up. Update in Nebraska, I just did that. Yeah, so we still have a special weather statement, but I do think they'll allow this to expire. This is not really, what I thought it would be. It is really weakening south of LC. Uh, yeah, it is really unfortunate. Our closest radar right now is the Goodland, Kansas radar. But I think our biggest storm right now, wow, why is that storm weakening? It's in a prime environment. The thing is, when it's, storms can do whatever they want to, man. You can't just expect a storm, when it interacts with, 5,000 cape to blow up. Sometimes that just doesn't happen. Most of the time, it happens. A lot of storms pop up. It's a really bad situation. But like, for example, that Barnesdall tornado that day, that was a high risk. I think there was like cape values of like 4,000 or something, um, and with a significant tornado parameter of like 60. But there was barely anything that happened that day except for that Barnesdall and Bartlesville tornado. Do you think there's going to be another moderate risk soon? I have no idea. It's very possible. It's very possible. Our storm here near LC still kind of spinning here. But I think our, worst storm currently right now is this considerable warning out here in Pecos County, Pecos County, Texas, for 2-inch in diameter hail and 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts. So this is a pretty big storm. Any new blips? Let me go ahead and check. Are under a blip watch over here for some blips, and yeah, there is a couple. I mean, you drove through Barnesville because I lived near there. It was really bad. Yeah, the Barnesville tornado was one of those tornadoes. What's up, Mr. Storm? Barnesville tornado is one of those tornadoes that none of us could have predicted really. That's why you never count on a bust. Never count on a bust. A lot of people are saying, "Oh, it's a bust, it's a bust," until that tornado hit. Everybody shut up. So yeah, there's a couple blips up here still. That we really need to look at here. So our special weather statement out here is looking really unimpressive near LC. It was impressive a little while ago, producing some small hail and damaging winds. But right now, nothing's really happening with that storm. Also, I don't know how many times I covered this. I probably covered just a lot, but our first tropical cyclone of the year, folks. Clap it up. This will be Tropical Storm Alberto in the Gulf of Mexico, and right now it looks like it could be tropical storm strength, but I don't know. At 4 p.m. it was like 40 miles per hour, 50-mile-per-hour gusts, I think. So this will eventually make landfall near La Pesca, Mexico, as a tropical storm with wind gusts of 60 mile per hour and a wind speed of 45. It looks like it'll maintain strength really for most of its life though, but we're still far out. Our storm out here near Fort Stockton is really strong. Still warned for lime-sized hail and 70-mile-per-hour winds. You can see where that lime-sized hail is most likely falling in that corridor. It's a big storm. Rotation with it, it's there, but it's not strong. We're still kind of far away from a radar, too. Hook in that Fort Stockton storm. Yeah, you could say it's a hook. It's still, kind of far out for this storm. But yeah, it does look like kind of has a little inflow. So that's what we're looking at there. Real quick, I'm gonna go grab my phone charger. It's out of my bag. I'm gonna charge on my phone. Okay, we're good. So our special weather statement out here is most likely going to be allowed to expire. This storm's here LC. It's really unimpressive still. Still most likely producing heavy rain. Our blip up here, actually, I'm kind of, also kind of worried about this. This could turn into something big here, just south of Bucktail, Nebraska here. There is a couple pretty big blips here, including, maybe actually three. Maybe this is a blip, maybe this is a blip, and this could be a third blip developing. So, blip outbreak kind of going on here in Nebraska too. So yeah, stuff is starting to finally kick up in Nebraska after quite a bit. But right now, we're looking at that Fort Stockton storm because this is our most dangerous storm currently. Yeah, this is a really big storm. There's a little bit of an inflow in that storm. Not very strong, but there is a little tiny hook. But it's still producing a lime-sized hail and 70-mile-per-hour winds. I cannot believe that.
I just made a stupid mistake. Made a fool of myself. I just made a stupid mistake. Made a fool of myself. Not something. It's not something we would want to talk about right now.
Line of storms in North Dakota are kind of rotating. North Dakota. This right here? Um, what radar are you on? Are you on this one? You can't, what? Yo. Um, I don't really think so. No, not trying to be mean. I don't think these are rotating at all. This is just, some showers and some thunderstorms over here near Kildare, Newtown, North Dakota. No one wants to see a tornado on radar because that's people's homes being torn apart. That is absolutely true. Yeah, when you see that debris ball on reflectivity, you're like, crap, dude, that's people's homes, that's people's lives. Everybody's memory is just gone. But our Fort Stockton storm is really, still going. Lime-sized hail and 70-mile-per-hour winds. No joke. No joke. No joke. Sorry if I'm kind of, quiet. I'm still kind of waiting for stuff to pop off here. It's still, kind of early. Oh, but wow, look at that newest scan. Yo, this could very well go destructive here just west of Fort Stockton. Uh, this storm now definitely has a hook. Yeah, I could. Yeah, absolutely. If I'm helping people, if there's like a major tornado outbreak and, people are helping me behind the scenes, yeah, I could absolutely go 10 hours. So yeah, this storm to the west of Fort Stockton has a crazy hail core. So if you're anywhere near if you're in Fort Stockton or anywhere northeast of Fort Stockton, I would be really concerned about this because this very well could go destructive. It has a crazy hail core and has a little bit of an inflow as well. So this thing is still getting its energy. You don't know what's going on with the velocity in that storm. It's radar contamination. Well, well. Um, Actually, we very well could be rotating. I actually think we are. So this storm west of Fort Stockton looks to be rotating a little bit. This is not rotation. Hold on. This is definitely not rotation. However, this though is what we're looking at here. So just, putting that out there. That hail core and that hook. Yeah. Yeah, pretty dangerous storm here near west of Fort Stockton. And this was the mesoscale discussion that said supercell is capable of instances of large hail and damaging wind likely this evening. But there is a little bit of rotation on this storm. It's not very strong, but it's there. It's definitely there. You can see it right here with your reds going against your greens. Cyclonic as well. I bet. I bet. So keep an eye out on that. And they just issued a new, wow, that could produce a spin up. Yeah, definitely. A new severe thunderstorm warning for this storm we're watching, and wow, it just keeps getting bigger. This is a severe thunderstorm warning for northwestern Pecos County in Texas for severe thunderstorm located 16 miles west of Fort Stockton, moving southeast at 20 miles per hour. Hazard: tennis ball sized hail and 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts. We are borderline destructive. The storm is now producing tennis ball sized hail. Wow. Yeah. Hail spike. Uh, Oh yeah, holy cow. Yeah, definitely. I was looking over here for a second. I was like, no. But yeah, this is a large hail spike. Tornado possible. Uh, Very well could be. The rotation in it is there. It's just not, incredibly strong. It's not saying that, yo, there's a tornado on the ground. But, it's not in an environment to produce a big tornado. It's basically at the southern end of this marginal risk, but we've seen marginal risk tornadoes before, so I am not, saying anything. But yeah, very, very big storm here. Very big supercell. Capable of producing tennis ball sized hail. Wow. With a big hail core. I mean, this hail core is like giant. I'll go ahead and explain real quick what I'm seeing here. So this right here is your RFD, right here. The back side of the hook echo or something like to call it. This is where winds wrapping around the tornado and rain wrapping around the tornado gets sucked up into the inflow. Well, that newest scan kind of blocked off the inflow a little bit, but wow, like that is a big hail core. So most likely a very, damaging hailstorm to the west of Fort Stockton, capable of producing tennis ball-sized hail at 70-mile-per-hour winds. We're gonna go ahead and go back up here to Nebraska because we still have a blip watching effect for a lot of these storms. Our storm here near LC that was once special warned is almost non-existent. I mean, it's producing moderate rain right now, but I would just about bet that they would let that expire. But I am, I'm getting more and more concerned about this little blip over here near Bucktail. We saw this earlier, and now it looks like it's starting to become a pretty big storm here, producing heavy rain and maybe some lightning here in a little bit. But that is our next storm we're going to watch here, and we got Nathan Moore on it, I think. We'll keep an eye on Nathan Moore. Get rid of this guy. And we'll put Nathan Moore up here. A lot of areas we need to cover here. Especially the severe thunderstorm warning over here. I mean, severe thunderstorm watch over here in northern Iowa, southern Minnesota, and southwestern Wisconsin for the chance of scattered large hail and isolated very large hail events up to 2.5 inches in diameter possible, which is tennis ball sized hail, and with scattered damaging wind gusts up to 70 miles per hour possible. And a tornado or two possible. So that's what we're looking at here just west of La Crosse for this special weather statement. And, I'm not really eyeing any really big areas of rotation in this storm as well. So there's that. Severe thunderstorm warning over here for northwestern Christian, southeastern Caldwell, and northeastern Drake counties. Severe thunderstorm remains in effect until 7:45 p.m. Severe thunderstorm is located near Cobb or 10 miles south of Dawson Springs, moving north at 30 miles per hour. That is basically non-existent. Just heavy rain right now and some lightning over here. But, yeah, you don't have to worry about that. More severe thunderstorm warnings over here in, Kentucky as well. This is a pretty decent looking storm here near Mattawan and north of Freeburn. Mattawan, West Virginia. Dawson Springs sounds familiar. Yeah, because it was hit by a EF4 last year, or around that area, I think. Not last year. The 2021 December tornado outbreak with the Mayfield tornado. I think it clipped Dawson Springs, or went straight through Dawson Springs. I'm not sure, but it was associated with that outbreak and that EF4. So that's why it sounds familiar to you. It's because a tornado hit there. I'm still just, gawking at our storm here west of Fort Stockton because this is a giant storm. Oh, the big hail core just west of Fort Stockton, producing tennis ball size hail and 70-mile-per-hour winds or larger. Yep, yeah. Yeah, when it went through Dawson Springs. Yeah, when it went through Dawson Springs, because that tornado really just had, a knack for hitting populated areas, and it was a really bad situation for a while. I'm gonna try and change the hold on. You were 16 at that time? Yeah. I was, I think I was like, I was around 12, I think, or 13. I'm 15 now. So yeah, that's what we're looking at here near Fort Stockton. Big storm. Let's go back up here to Nebraska because this is going to be the main event of tonight. I'm pretty sure. Our storm here near Bucktail's really trying. You're going to be 19 on July 3rd. Well, that's amazing for you. Hope you have a great birthday. But still, yeah. Wow, tennis ball size hail and 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts most likely happening west of Fort Stockton. That's a big system right there. Yeah, no problem. Uh, yeah, there is probably still inflow in the storm. It's just blocked off a lot. It's got to get its energy somehow. But no, there's not really any definite like inflow. Like if you were wondering. Yeah, not any crazy inflow like on radar, like you see with those big hook echo storms. But no. At least for tomatoes. Did you mean to say tornadoes? That's funny. No, you're good, man. You're good. We got a view on Nathan Moore's stream of that blip we were looking at over here. And that's a very tall storm. So Nathan Moore's right here, and he is looking west towards this big storm right here. So we'll just keep him on that for a minute.
Just apologize to Roman letter guy for making a mistake. Just can't stop mistakes. I just make mistakes.
Two-hour live stream. What are we rolling at right now? We're pretty close. We're at 2 hours and 8 minutes. Yeah. I'm listening to what he's saying about me. He's just like, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. And I was like, okay, I'm just trying to help you not get your channel banned, bro. Don't steal people's content. So that's what we're looking at here on Nathan Moore's stream. That is a beautiful storm. Let's go to his stream for a little bit. Why not? Wow. Got an update on our storm up here in uh, Fort Stockton, Texas. Y'all are probably gonna want to hear this one. New severe thunderstorm warning that now includes Fort Stockton here. This is for west central Pecos County until 8:30 p.m. For a severe thunderstorm located 13 miles west of Fort Stockton, moving southeast at 20 miles per hour. Hazard with that is golf ball sized hail and 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts. And they also did include the tornado possible tag. So let's see what we're seeing here. Wow, yeah, there is definitely some rotation here. There's definitely some rotation here. It's very, kind of jumbled up, but yeah, it's there. It's definitely there. That rotation's definitely there with that. Reds going against, the greens. You watch out for that as well. Could absolutely go tornado warned. Still a pretty dangerous storm here near Fort Stockton. Has already caused some power outages here in Pecos County. Our storm right here near Bucktail is getting way larger now. Uh, Nathan Moore's looking that on his stream. I'll be right back, everybody. I'm gonna go do something real quick. But put the be right back up sign real quick. I'll be right back. Hello? Can you hear me? Hello, hello. Hello, 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 hello. Okay. Yeah, just stop talking about it. It's over. I'm also still eating, so I'll be back in a little bit. Hello, hello. Is my mic okay? Hello, hello. Okay, we're good. So I'm so sorry, everybody. It took such a while to eat. Hold on here. It's such a while. It's been a while. But we are back currently, and our Nebraska storm or our Nebraska event has been really underperforming, man. Like seriously, it's been super underperforming. We still have a special weather statement in effect for a strong thunderstorm near Swan Lake, or 19 miles northeast of Arthur, moving north at 45 miles per hour. Since we're on the topic of special weather statements, I wanted to talk to Nico real quick. Um, Nico, I'm not sure you mean again, but on your streams you were spreading misinformation about a special weather statement containing 75-mile-per-hour wind gusts. I understand you're nine, but the thing is, if you have no idea what you're talking about for weather, I suggest go read a book or uh, go watch some videos. It's really not okay because you could get someone hurt because someone, the wrong person, clicks on your stream. Say it just pops up in the recommended. They click on your stream, and then you're like, "Oh, there's a special weather statement. You gotta take cover." They're gonna take it serious because they're gonna think you know your crap, and you don't. That's the thing. So you're gonna get somebody really hurt.
Yeah, Nico, I'm here. I don't like want to be mean or anything. Again, I know that you're only nine and you're just learning, and I encourage you. I don't want to like say, oh, never stream again. You're terrible, but like I want you to do like good streams. So just try to learn up a little bit more. If you don't know what's going on, then don't assume stuff about it. Like that special weather statement earlier did not have 75-mile-per-hour winds. All you had to do was just look at the description of that. Just click on that, and then you can see what it actually contains, so that you can give more accurate information. Again, I want to keep this as positive as possible. I don't want to make this like a Nico roast, but yeah.
Well said. No, yeah, you're good, Nico. You're good. Just the thing is, what?
Sorry, I'm here too, Nico, and I mean, I think that you have a lot of potential, but you kind of just gotta like learn on your own just by watching other people's streams. That's totally fine, and we appreciate it when you tune in. But just like stealing other people's content just to kind of like get more viewers is just not the right thing to do. But you could definitely be a really good weather forecaster, I guess, and just be a good person with coverage, as long as you can just take a moment just to watch other people and just to learn a thing or two before you actually go and do it. Because like Roman said, you can't really just take a special weather statement and just be like, everyone take cover because this is producing 75-mile-an-hour winds. You just gotta kind of learn a little bit more about what that actually means and kind of just the specifics of weather, just covering weather. But yeah, that's pretty much it.
Absolutely. Hey, Nico, it's nothing crazy, man. I'm not trying to be mean or anything. We're not trying to be mean at all. We're just saying, you really need to look into the stuff you're looking at first because um, when you say stuff like that, like, oh, there's 75-mile-per-hour winds in a special weather statement, or oh, take cover for a heat advisory or something. I don't know. You gotta really go deep into it. You gotta see, oh, well, this special weather statement has 40-mile-per-hour winds and pea-sized hail, so this is what you're gonna get around here. Blah blah blah. And it would make you such a better weather coverage person. Um, and yeah, but as I said, yeah, you definitely have a lot of potential. Uh, but you just need, I know. I'm sorry when I'm able to. You did great. Yeah, that's great. Yeah, so don't show any of our content and just like do stuff on your own, man. Um because I do a lot of this on my own. I do get a lot of help from Davis and Mr. Storm though, as I help them a lot too. But I started out not getting any help really at all, and it's hard for a little bit, and then it gets pretty easy, man. So once you find the right people to help you, it'll fly by pretty fast. That's all I have to say.
Yeah, Nico, just one more thing. Again, we want to help you here. We don't want to make this like a Nico roast show, but I didn't start doing weather as soon as I got interested in it, right? You kind of have to learn over time. It took me several months before I actually started making weather videos after I realized, after I got interested in weather anyway, because, you have to learn about it, right? You do. You have to put in the work, put in the hours. But no, I'm sorry, but seriously, you have to try and work for it. And I do think that you're going to be a successful YouTuber one day. But again, just try to work a little bit further forward. And, I think that you're definitely going to be a good weather YouTuber one day if you really go for it and try to learn more about it.
Absolutely.
Yeah. One more thing from me. I mean, you just again, you just gotta watch more people do it, and you just gotta kind of figure out if you're figure out one thing you want to post. Like I know Davis. First off, he was doing video games and stuff, and then he switched to weather because he realized that it was such an interest of his. And I know you post some different stuff, so I mean, just figure out what interests you, and obviously choose a good topic, pick a good one. Weather is an amazing topic, and I'd be very happy if you picked it. But just figure out what's right for you, and then kind of just grow off of that and try and deepen your knowledge in that topic. Yo, Nico is live right now. I don't know if Nico's still tuned into the stream, but Nico already went live. Okay.
Wow. Yeah, so absolutely.
You know what? He just clicked on one of the special weather statements to see what it meant. So I take this
Okay.
as a success.
Nice. Nice. So we did, kind of teach him a lesson. Are y'all gonna stay on call? I'm still gonna be live, but if you guys need anything, I'll answer questions. Are you guys gonna go?
Yeah, I mean, should we just help you? Should we just help you cover since we're already here?
Yeah, sure. Why not? So, anyways, welcome back to the stream. Sorry that took so long. Yeah. What's up? So we still have a special weather statement in effect for areas near Swan.
Can you guys hear me? I can't hear you.
Hello?
I don't think Mr. Storm can hear us. I can hear you guys.
Yeah, I can hear Mr. Storm.
There we go.
Okay. So, anyways, we have a strong thunderstorm near Swan Lake, Nebraska, or 19 miles northeast of Arthur, moving north at 45 miles per hour. Hazard with that is wind gusts up to 50 miles per hour and penny-sized hail. Welcome in, Gooseman. I'm also going to say we have a couple good guests here, a couple good friends of mine. Davis does weather and Mr. Storm. They're going to help me relay some information real quick. Any severe warnings? Yeah, we have a couple, I think. Yeah, we have a few. Mostly, our most concerning one right now is this one up here in Crook County, Wyoming, actually. So we got a little bit of an event ongoing here in Wyoming as well for a severe thunderstorm located 4 miles northeast of Hewlett or 24 miles north of Sundance, moving northeast at 50 miles per hour. The hazard with that is 60 mile per hour wind gusts and $half size hail. So,
sorry, just really quickly, I wanted to bring your attention to our special weather statement storm in Nebraska. I would be considering to watch that because I know it has not done anything yet, but don't forget about how favorable this environment is, and it also looks like it's starting to intensify a little bit, maybe with a little bit of a bigger hail core.
Absolutely. Let me check that out real quick. So, Davis is talking about our special weather statement out here that all of our chasers are on. And yeah, there does seem to be a more condensed precip core right here that could definitely be some small hail falling. And also, on our chasers' feeds, this storm is very, very photogenic. So that's what we're looking at there in Nebraska. That is our only warning in Nebraska, though. Kind of an underperformer. But as I was saying earlier, yeah, we've had a $half size hail report coming out of Crook County, Wyoming, and that was a train spotter. Also, going back to our storm down here near Fort Stockton, that did produce some big hail earlier, up to the size of tennis balls. Right now, it's only warned for a special weather statement for wind gusts up to 55 miles per hour and nickel-sized hail. And that would be near 11 miles southwest of Fort Stockton, moving southeast at 30 miles per hour. And there is still some.
And oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, you go ahead. Go.
Okay. Yeah, on the newest reflectivity scan, our storm in Nebraska is strengthened even more. So I really do think this is trying to get going here again. It's not a huge improvement, but again, that was over the span of like 2 minutes. It strengthened that much. So I think the cell's probably going to get going and get severe warm soon. I have an update as well, but this is unrelated to severe weather.
Doesn't matter. Go ahead.
All right. So I don't know if you guys knew this, but for at least the waters of the Gulf, and also along the Mexican coastline, it appears that we do have now tropical storm warnings in effect.
Oh, really?
Okay, so yeah, it does look like in South Texas, we have a hurricane local statement. I think that does. I don't think that's related to the tropical storm watch. I think that's something different, but that's just something that I think just came out. So just want to let you guys know.
Well, thank you so much. That Fort Stockton storm had a tornado possibility. I did see that a little while ago. Yeah, there was some rotation with that storm. Thankfully, it didn't drop any tornadoes, but it was getting pretty close there. And wow, our Nebraska storm is incredibly photogenic. And they did just issue a new special weather statement for that cell as well, pushing it out to wind gusts up to 40 miles per hour and penny-sized hail, and that's 11 miles west of Mullen, moving north at 30 miles per hour. And it could, our storms could be trying to split here. We could have two cells that we could try and, take over the atmosphere. But our most impressive one in Nebraska right now is approximately, I would say, 22 miles to the west of Seneca, Nebraska. Oh, and guys, I think Nathan Moore has a view of that storm, and that view does show, I think, a blue core.
Let me pull that up.
I think that might be the core. I'm not sure. He could. Oh, he might just be.
Just the sky.
Yeah, it could be just the sky, but it kind of looks like a core too. But yeah, it could just absolutely be the sky. If you want, I can help you with stuff. If you take a break, I can update you. Yeah, if none of us are here, you can go ahead and update chat if you want. It's fine. Hold on, I'll be right back. What's up?
If you're just now tuning in, we are covering a regional severe weather outbreak that has kind of calmed down at the moment, but we do still have a few special weather statements, some severe storms out here across mostly the high plains, but still waiting on any crazy activity out there in the Dakotas. Nothing that's really caught our eyes yet. Well, I guess in Nebraska that we're looking at, but it's pretty much what we got going on.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, so have to look out for that one.
Yeah, absolutely. Guys, our Nebraska storm does look pretty impressive on Nathan Moore's stream. If you want to check that out, that looks really, really impressive to me. It looks, yeah, it just looks impressive.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, does Yo Boy Sam, does that storm in Nebraska have a chance to produce a tornado? It is still a little bit early in its life, but down the line, it could definitely have the chance.
I don't know. I mean, it's got a little boost over the past few scans, but jeez, is this a little bit underwhelming considering what the HRRR was showing for this supercell.
Absolutely. Also, going back down to our Fort Stockton storm real quick, there is a flash flood warning in effect for areas just to the southwest of Fort Stockton, and that's for Pecos County. Doppler radar indicated thunderstorms producing heavy rain across the warned area. Between 1 and 2 inches of rain have already fallen. Additional rainfall amounts to 1 to 2 inches are possible in the warned area. Flash flooding is ongoing or expected to begin shortly. So not only do we have a large storm here producing, some small hail up to the size of nickel, and some strong winds up here to 55 miles per hour, but it is also producing some flash flooding here.
Keep in mind, we also do have a blowing dust advisory for areas of southwest Kansas. Also, does include areas of west central Kansas. So if we somehow get any possible storm out in Kansas today, blowing dust is going to be a really big issue, especially for those folks that are out there in the blowing dust advisory.
Yeah,
and I'd say probably really northwestern Kansas in particular with those high wind warnings up there are probably going to see some very significant dust storms.
I've got a pretty, this is pretty damaging. I have a damaging wind report coming out of near Fort Stockton. 2 18-wheelers were flipped on I-10.
Wow, okay, so yeah, I mean, I imagine they're going to shut down I-10 for that little swath there with that accident.
Wow, our our Nebraska storm looks really it's really trying to do something.
Yeah, again, like the cell kind of split. I think whenever it really merges back together, it may have a better chance of doing something. But I think the longer that these two stay split, honestly, I think they're just going to continue to weaken out and really just go down to some little rain showers by the time they reach northern Nebraska if they don't do something quick.
Yeah, absolutely. And I might just stay live for a little bit longer because we are still kind of covering these storms, and if they do decide to pop off, we will be here for it. Also, if you guys
We still have a pretty strong storm that's moving towards Log Haven and Williamsport, Pennsylvania. It is severe warned, a section of it, so just be aware of that.
Yeah, I just zoomed in on that. Yeah, so if you're in Williamsport, you might expect a severe thunderstorm warning here in the next few minutes. Might have looked something like that. I don't know. It's a pretty wonky uh, warning box, but yeah. So this storm is, producing some damaging winds up here to the excess of 60 mile per hour.
Well, and we also have a wind damage report out of that same storm, I believe, from about an hour ago. Trees were tree down on wires, according to a 911 call center in Potter County.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Um, Also, I'm just saying this right now. If you guys have to leave at all, feel free to leave. I'm not holding you guys here at all. But if you want to be here, be here. Still kind of looking at our storms here in Nebraska. There are a lot of chasers on this storm, and what feels like a really big bust out here.
Yeah, I mean, you can tell just by the fact that all the chasers decided to go to Nebraska today to chase the storm proves that everybody thought that this was going to do something at least a little more intense than what it was doing. I don't even think this has been severe warned in its entire lifetime, let alone be tornado warned.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, that last scan does show some strengthening in that most southern cell, but I am, still kind of on the edge about this, you know, if you want to call it storm or event or whatever, but it's not really even an event because there's nothing really that has been happening here in Nebraska at all. Is or will it be a bust in Nebraska? I mean, it's very underwhelming right now. There's not a lot of things going on. There hasn't been, I don't think there's actually hasn't been a severe thunderstorm warning in Nebraska today from this event, but
And yeah, we haven't had a tornado warning anywhere today.
no, and there was a pretty good chance for a few tornadoes today, a few brief ones, but yeah, nothing happened. Is or will it be a bust in Nebraska is a good question, but a lot of the times when we've said bust, a lot of things have went wrong. So I'm just saying it's underwhelming currently, but this could always.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna agree with you and say that this still has the potential to. I mean, even though it hasn't done anything yet, it may still do something. It's got a little bit of time left. The SPC, at their latest update about an hour ago, they decided to keep that 5% risk there in Nebraska, and they could have easily removed it, but they kept it there for a reason, for this little cell that we're watching. So we gotta continue to watch it again. It's not a guarantee that it's gonna do anything, but it could.
Absolutely. Anything else, Mr. Storm?
No, just kind of monitoring these storms.
Exactly. That's what I'm doing too. I'm not really concerned about any storms right now, because a lot of our severe thunderstorm warnings are low end severe thunderstorm warnings. So what I mean by that is low end is like maybe 1 inch hail in diameter below, and 60 mile per hour winds. High end is like, of course, our considerable and destructive severe thunderstorm warnings. So right now, a lot of low end severe thunderstorm warnings in effect. And actually, you know, if the next scan, I'm being so serious, if the next scan doesn't look anything crazier, I think I might end stream a little earlier, since, this has been a really underwhelming day. I don't want to be live for, 2 more hours just documenting one tiny little cell that's not going to do anything, severe wise. So,
yeah, I mean, sorry, you go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I keep forgetting this isn't my stream.
Go ahead. I thought you were going to say something.
Yeah, I was going to say, I mean, even though the event out here in the plains today has mostly been a bust, I'll tell you what hasn't been or been in the Ohio Valley. Right now, we have thousands of customers without power across Michigan, Indiana, Ohio, Pennsylvania, West Virginia, New York, from these damaging storms that have ripped through today and are continuing to rip through. Again, that one near Williamsport actually just caused some power outages there out of portions of Potter County. So I'll have to look out for that. And by the way, just to let you know, we did just get a new severe warning for our storm in Texas.
I'm gonna go check that out. Yeah,
and we also just got a 58-mile-per-hour gust report out of there.
Oh, yeah. Oh, and our hail core on this storm is starting to ramp up some more. We got, DBZ values of 70, so definitely another, storm that's ramping up here.
Yeah. Davis, do you think that storm near Oshkosh, Nebraska could be a blip? Oshkosh. Let me find west. Nebraska. Well, the problem with looking at this is that there's terrible radar coverage out here, but it has kind of strengthened over the past few scans, so that may try to do something, but again, it's just a rain shower right now. But yeah, I'd put a blip warning on that.
You said Oshkosh, Nebraska?
Yeah, and by the way, I also noticed our special weather statement, obviously it's been 2 cells for most of this time. There is a third and perhaps even a fourth cell developing just off to the west of there.
Okay. Wow. Yeah, so our big storm out here in Nebraska right now is only causing a damaging wind threat and a hail threat, but it's not even a big threat at all. Wind gusts up to 40 miles per hour and penny-size hail with this storm. And a lot of our chasers are leaving this storm because it is very underwhelming. And I agree. But there is always, a chance that this could absolutely, do something different.
Oh, wow. So, yeah, if you look on the new reflectivity scan, you can see
I'm going to be right back.
That I was talking about. It really popped off there to the west.
Mama? What's up?
What about the one near Oshkosh? Let's check it out. Oh, yeah, it's continuing to strengthen, too. If Roman ends here, I might honestly just go live. I don't know, though, because there's really not much going on. I can definitely see why he's ending. We don't have any considerable severes. We don't have any tornado warnings. We don't have any destructive severes. We don't have any tornado watches. We don't have hardly anything to really talk about right now other than potential tropical storm Alberto, which at this point I think it's safe to call it tropical storm Alberto. Yeah, and I think we can wait until tomorrow morning to relay information on it, because honestly right now it's just it's still strengthening, and it's kind of just over open waters, so I think tomorrow will be a good day to discuss that. Yeah, and probably on both Wednesday and Thursday I will be doing live coverage for that as it makes landfall, so make sure to look out for that. And yeah, our blips here in central Nebraska, the ones with the special weather statement, are continuing to strengthen. And that little blip there near Oshkosh is trying to do something. It just takes him a while to really get going.
Hey, Davis, I'm going to be AFK real quick. Can you just cover the stream for me real quick?
Yeah.
Okay.
Alrighty, everybody. So again, if you're just not tuning in here, I am not Roman the weather guy if you're new here, or if you are new, or if you're not new here and you're wondering what's happening. Yes, I know I'm not Roman. I'm Davis weather. Mr. Storm's also here. We're watching some of these showers and thunderstorms in central Nebraska as they try to intensify. Again, right now, at best, they are producing gusty winds and small hail, but really nothing to write home about. But we are worried about them potentially intensifying as it enters a very tornadically primed environment, I would say. As these continue northward, they are going to try to strengthen and produce tornadoes, but there's not a guarantee that they're going to do that, right? Remember, it is all dependent on how these little cells here perform over the next few hours to see if we get something or not. Again, a few hours ago even, they were talking about issuing a watch for this little cell, but because the cell never really did anything, they just didn't issue that watch. But again, maybe if this really pops off, they'll issue a downstream watch or at least consider it. But again, right now it's kind of just some showers and thunderstorms.
Okay, I'm back, Davis. Yeah, so this is what we have going on here in Nebraska. Still have this storm trying to, go off here.
Yeah, and I mean, I will say, every scan here, there are more and more blips popping up around this big cell.
Oh yeah, this could just be an overnight event as well. These storms are, strengthening a lot to the west of our main cell and to the northeast of our main cell. So we need to really keep an eye on these storms because if they do, what they have been, showing in the past scans, these could really be, a problem.
Yeah, and I mean, honestly, just because does not mean it's going to be any less intense than it could have been. So, yeah, I mean, we should probably continue to watch these here for a little bit.
Absolutely.
As they continue to produce some wind and, again, maybe a little bit of hail mixed in there. If we look at the vertically integrated liquid, I would probably estimate in there probably about pea-sized hail, maybe a little larger. So.
Oh wow. Okay. So we're currently watching, some blips happening here in Nebraska from our, main cell here. Uh, these could be, down the line, they could end up becoming severe. Really hoping no tornadoes because this would be an overnight event if there was going to be tornadoes. This would definitely be an overnight event. We do not want that.
And by the way, I'd like to draw your attention back down to our Texas storm. It is now considerable for both lime-sized hail and 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts.
Oh yeah, I just zoomed in on. Wow. So this once was lime-sized hail and 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts back when it was clear west of Fort Stockton. But now this storm is still considerably and probably doing some damage out here to some farmsteads just southwest of Fort Stockton. Uh, Lime-sized hail and 70-mile-per-hour winds in Pecos County, Texas, 16 miles southwest of Fort Stockton, moving southeast at 20 miles per hour. Wow. A big hail core on that one, too. And
Yeah,
also,
that's definitely a watch.
Yeah, and also this storm is moving into a radar hole, which is really bad for us. But this storm has had the history of producing some rotation. So if this could also become a producer, I just doubt that it's going to be a very big producer. Velocities on that Fort Stock, it's really weird because this is not part of the main cell right here. This is part of the hail core. But there is probably something happening down here, I would bet, but it's not anything really strong.
Yeah, by the way, we do have a cluster of strong to severe storms in southeast Michigan that appears to be producing damage. We got trees and wires reported to be down there out of some of those storms. And again, we do have a severe thunderstorm warning for some of those for some 60-mile-per-hour damage and wind gusts southwest of Detroit.
Okay. Wow, yeah. So a bunch of storms here to the south of Detroit. Let's go back up to our storms here in Nebraska because our blips are trying to blip. Producing some moderately heavy rain. And our main cell right here is maybe producing small hail. Anything else, guys, so far?
Nope.
Okay.
One of our blips, actually, one of our western blips, is about 40,000 feet tall, so I would not be surprised if this were to rapidly intensify here.
Oh, wow, yeah, I do see that.
Can you make that 3D, and just see, just how it looks, the presentation of it.
Like that?
Let me see.
Yeah, so our blips here are very, very tall. Hold on, I'll be back. Davis, cover me real quick.
All right. Yeah, I mean, as he was saying, I think it's just going to talk about how tall these were, and we cannot just say already that these are not going to do anything, even though I'd probably give it a 95% chance that these just remain ordinary showers and thunderstorms out here. We cannot guarantee that. So again, it's important that we do not let our guard down, because on the 5% chance that this actually does something, I think it'll do something big. I think it's going to have the capabilities, at the very worst, to produce potentially a strong tornado. But again, at best, this just remains previously recorded a 51-mile-per-hour wind gust, so this is probably pretty close to being a severe storm here. Now off to the north of Evansville, this storm is warned for some 50-mile-per-hour wind gusts. So again, if the wind threat really increases with that even just a little bit, we'll have ourselves a severe thunderstorm heading for the Oakland City area. And all right, now that we are at the 9 o'clock hour, again, if you're not tuning in, we are watching showers and thunderstorms as they continue to develop here in portions of northern Nebraska now. These are going to be heading towards the general vicinity of Valentine. All right, Valentine's a pretty big city in this area. Now, again, not making a guarantee that these are going to head directly for Valentine, but in that general area, they're going to end up. And again, if things go right for these storms here, again, if they really get their act together, we could see them produce maybe a severe threat. And, maybe if things really take a turn for the worst, even a tornado threat could develop out of these. So, again, we're watching them right now. Currently, they're going to be isolated down to portions of, it looks like this is, what county is this here? Just a second. This is for portions of Hooker and Cherry counties. But, again, these could be producing some gusty winds and small hail. Although on the newest scan of the vertically integrated liquid, we are barely seeing anything. But we do have a little signature there east of Highway 97, but that's, pea-sized hail or less is what we're talking about there, if any hail. Mr. Storm, you got any updates for us?
No.
Alrighty. What I will say is that the National Weather Service is updating this radar site here very frequently. Every 1 to 2 minutes, really. So they're definitely interested to see what these showers and storms do. I think you could make a case and say that. So I think that they still have a little bit of confidence once again that these are going to really try and spark up and do something. And again, at this point, it's kind of two cells again. We've got our northeastern one, which was the original one, and our western one. Now, I'd actually say at this point, the western one is probably more intense, as the one on the east side is weakening a little bit, and the one on the west is strengthening up. And in fact, it's two cells merging. So that could produce, again, a storm there with some lightning, wind, some hail. So we'll have to look out for that.
I'm back. So sorry.
No, you're good. We kept the stream going here.
Thank you. So what did y'all cover while I was gone?
Just go ahead. Yeah, we were just continuing to talk about those storms out there in Nebraska, obviously, and now we got a little bit of a merger going on the western cell there, so we could see that rapidly intensify. And we also pointed out here that the radar site is updating like every minute, so the National Weather Service must be pretty worried about those potentially doing something. Now, we've also got a storm to the north of Evansville, Indiana that I would watch. There was a 51-mile-per-hour wind gust recorded out of that, and that's heading northward there. So if that gets a little bit stronger, that will be a severe thunderstorm.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Big line of storms here just to the north of Evansville, Indiana.
The Pecos County storm, by the way, just got upgraded to tennis ball-sized hail. It has a huge hail spike.
Wow. Again.
Roman,
Yep.
if you have any plans for ending the stream anytime soon, what I would do, if I were you, would just, wait 10, 20 minutes and just see what those flips do in Nebraska, and then obviously make sure that the storm in Texas doesn't go destructive and that everyone's just aware of the Indiana storm. But, obviously it's up to you, but if you're thinking about ending the stream anytime soon, then that's just...
Oh, no. No, I plan on staying live for this event.
Okay.
So we do have a severe thunderstorm warning in effect for Pecos County, Texas, for a severe thunderstorm 16 miles southwest of Fort Stockton, moving southeast at 15 miles per hour. And yes, it is re-strengthening to tennis ball-sized hail and 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts. So we could very potentially have a destructive storm on the edge near Fort Stockton. So we really need to keep an eye on that.
Honestly, this may be the most impressive this storm has been. It has a double hail spike. If either of the threats get upward, it's destructive. It is producing huge damage and winds here. Again, we have reports of those 18 wheelers being flipped. We got high wind reports, again those big time hail reports, and it's getting stronger. So we'll
Yeah,
have to watch that.
absolutely. 73 DBZ values on that storm too. That's absolutely crazy.
I will be right back.
Okay.
All right.
So yeah, we're covering that storm here. That's been causing a lot of power outages here in Pecos County, and is going to be moving into Terrell County later near Sanderson. I don't know if it'll be as destructive as it is right now, or I don't know. It's kind of too early to tell. But for our storms back here in Nebraska, we still have our two storms here right now, currently producing maybe some heavy rain. Um, yeah, so that's kind of what we're just looking at in Nebraska. A couple of these blips right here.
Yeah, honestly, at this point, I would just call those thunder showers.
All right, well, these are thunder showers, not blips anymore. When they were blips earlier, yeah, because a blip is just like a, how do I say this? It's like a tiny little storm.
Well, the reason I'm downgrading it from blip status is actually because despite all the things I've been saying, these cells actually appear to be weakening here. So I'm actually going to remove their blip title. Whenever we have a weakening blip, I don't really consider it a blip anymore because we don't really have to watch it.
Yeah.
Again, I don't think we're really going to have to watch these Nebraska cells for much longer. At this point, I would probably recenter our focus to that, not only that Texas storm, but again, that storm there in Michigan does look to be pretty intense near Detroit.
Absolutely correct. Absolutely correct. So we're gonna go over here. You said near Detroit.
Yeah, we got a severe thunderstorm warning here for portions of northeastern Lenawi and northern Monroe counties for some 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts there. Again, the National Weather Service in Detroit Pontiac has issued a severe thunderstorm warning.
Okay. So yeah, if you are anywhere southwest of Detroit, especially in the Milan area or near the Berlin Charter Township or the Ash Township or even the Exeter Township, there's a big storm moving through, producing some damaging winds up to 60 mile per hour and some heavy rain. You think the Nebraska cells are weakening? Yeah, they look like they're weakening quite a bit.
Yeah, again, I wouldn't totally let our guard down, but at this point, I'd give these maybe a 2% chance to really strengthen up and become severe. I think at this point, I'd say these have a 2% chance to become severe warned.
Does that go the same for tornadoes?
Tornadoes, I'd probably say 1% with that cluster of cells up there. At this point, the tornado threat, I know we've been saying, it could last in the nighttime hours, but we've been watching the cell for so long, for hours, and it has not done anything.
Absolutely. And I honestly think if they don't do anything within the next, I don't know, 15, 20 minutes or something, I'm just going to, for right now, I'm just going to focus on the Fort Stockton storm and, of course, those storms up there in Detroit, in Indiana.
I'd also like to mention the Detroit or the Michigan severe warning did just get removed. But again, guys, don't let your guard down. We still have clusters of special weather statements. These are still producing some gusty to damaging winds at times, maybe.
Absolutely.
Yep.
And we are also, covering a storm here to the north of Evansville, Indiana, potentially producing some damaging wind gusts all the way up to 50 miles per hour. And that's just near Oakland City, Winslow, Princeton. National Weather Service issued a severe thunderstorm for Detroit, so take shelter because the storm will have at least 60 to 65 mile per hour winds and maybe some hail. But our most concerning storm to me right now is definitely the Fort Stockton storm, and giant hail right now.
Yeah.
most likely falling with this storm. And this could absolutely go destructive at any moment because uh, where we are in the United States, a lot of destructive storms happen here because there's nothing really stopping them. There's just a massive amount of heat and there's humidity. So this could very well go destructive. But for right now, it is borderline, producing tennis ball sized hail.
In any of the winds or hail.
Absolutely.
And by the way, on the newest reflectivity scan, again, those Nebraska, those are done.
Well,
I'm downgrading my chance 0%. Those are done.
it was a conditional risk, so now it all makes sense now. I mean, yeah, a lot of people are saying, yeah, it's gonna be a bust. I feel bad for Reed Timmer because he was like significant tornado threat in Nebraska today. I was like, okay, whatever.
Well, I mean, he had a right in saying that because the significant tornado parameter was 26.
Absolutely, yeah. If anything,
I genuinely don't understand how G's did not do something at least a little further in terms of their severe threat.
yes, Nico, we're just focusing on the Detroit and Texas storm for right now, and also that Evansville storm. But my main focus is on this Texas storm.
Yeah, we did, by the way, just get a new special weather statement for that Evansville storm. This is extending further than north. Still for the same threat, those 50-mile-per-hour wind gusts, that warning now goes towards Princeton, Patoka, Hazleton, Petersburg. And again, if this continues to go northward, this is going to definitely, wake up some folks here in southwest Indiana to some rumbles of thunder around the Vincennes area. So,
Yeah.
But I mean, outside of that, there's no real.
Yeah, absolutely. Our Fort Stockton storm still has a pretty big hail core, and this is a giant supercell capable of producing, destructive hail and possibility for destructive winds. Still can't see anything on high-res velocity, so I don't really think we have anything rotating right now. But yeah, this is a very, concerning storm right now to the southwest of Fort Stockton. Yeah, thank you, Sam. I appreciate that. If you haven't, go ahead and go check out Davis Does Weather and Mr. Storm. I'm pretty sure you guys already have, but if you haven't, go ahead and go check them out.
Thank you.
So
thank you.
of course, so our Nebraska storms are bleh. They're not doing anything. So what's happening right now in Nebraska is it's a good old bust for right now. Uh, but usually we use busts with like higher end events, like maybe a moderate risk or high end risk. Because like what happened with the Barnesville tornado, everybody was calling it a bust before the Barnesville tornado, and then when it hit the Barnesville tornado, I'm talking about, everybody was like, oh, okay, well maybe it wasn't a bust.
Yeah, that was a hilarious day because everybody was like, "Oh, nope, it's done." But in reality, all we were waiting for was for the lower level jet to intensify, and
Yeah.
Nobody was really using their thinking caps that day, I guess. And as soon as the 6 p.m. hour struck and we didn't have any tornado emergencies at that point, we were like, "Oh, it's a bust, it's a bust," and then we had an EF4.
Bleh. Yeah, I like.
We still had tons of severe thunderstorm warnings for D'Angelo and Justin large hail, but it was just such a tornado primed event that everyone was waiting for that tornado emergency and just that one that people are gonna remember that day for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I call, dying storms, that storms are dying really fast. I call them blessed storms because they're just like, man, I don't want to go on anymore, and they just die right there. So yeah, I do think these Nebraska storms are blessed storms because they're just not doing anything. They don't want to do anything. So yeah. But our storm down here near Fort Stockton is definitely not bleh because it's been going on for a while. I think it's been going on for maybe an hour 30 or something. It's not dying. It's not showing any signs of really weakening. So the hail is just really crazy.
Yeah, it looks like it's rotating a little bit, but not a ton.
Oh, yeah, I do see that. It is rotating a little bit, but it's not a very tornadic wise, it's not a very concerning storm right now.
Yeah, but I was also just gonna say, the up here, a lot of our storm chasers have turned off their feeds. The only one left is Corey Gherkin because everybody's at this point, like, oh, it's a bust. And even Corey Gherkin has turned off his video. He's only doing audio, so I'm sure he'll end soon. So all the storm chasers here have lost their confidence in these showers, and I have too at this point.
Yeah, I kind of feel bad.
Sorry, what'd you say?
I said I kind of feel bad because these these storms were so hyped up, and they're like also that Fort Stockton storm got downgraded to considerable to golf ball size.
Yeah.
So this could be dying. So I'll maybe give it 10 more minutes or so, and if nothing really else happens, I think I might end stream.
I'd also like to just quickly point out, I mentioned the storm a while ago in North Dakota, northwest of Bismarck. We have a very high-end special weather statement here. Wind gusts of 50 to 55 miles per hour and pea-sized hail with this storm. So this could very easily go severe, and I think it will any minute as the damaging wind threat looks to be increasing even more as this approaches Washburn.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I do see that. That is a very large system. So if you're near Underwood, Washburn, Center, New Salem, you will most likely be experiencing some damaging winds here in a little bit, up to 55 miles per hour. I wouldn't bet. I would bet that some areas over here might experience 60-mile-per-hour winds.
It's kind of annoying because I did a whole update on this thinking like, all right, it's gonna be a pretty significant event, and just nothing happened in an area that I really kind of pinpointed home to be a active area, but nothing really happened.
Why are the storms in Nebraska dying? They are in a primed environment. The thing is, some storms just they don't take advantage of the atmosphere, and they just fizzle out and die. That's our case with our storms here. They're not using the atmosphere to their ability, and they just don't want to do anything. That's why they're bleh.
Yeah, and I mean, we were looking at these an hour ago, and it looked like they were intensifying a little bit, but then they just so quickly died. And at this point, the daylight heating hours are over, so that could be part of it. But I still don't understand how that can completely just knock out these storms here in this kind of environment.
Absolutely. Just gonna go take one more quick look at this storm, and then I think I might end stream. As long as something doesn't crazy doesn't happen. If you guys are fine with that.
Yeah.
Okay,
so a new tornado emergency has been issued.
Also, really quickly, just wanted to cover our new Tropical Cyclone 1. Currently Tropical Cyclone 1, that will most likely turn into Tropical Storm Alberto in the Gulf of Mexico. Most likely tomorrow, I think, we will see Tropical Storm Alberto form. And it's going to be an interesting ride here. The 2024 Atlantic hurricane season has officially started. With our first storm, most likely will be Tropical Storm Alberto. Looks like it might make landfall near La Pesca as a tropical storm. La Pesca, Mexico, sorry.
By the way, a quick little update on our Indiana storm. New special weather statement for Vincennes towards Bruceville. This storm is actually increasing in terms of its wind threat, according to the NWS, as well as its hail threat. This is now warned for 50 to 55 mile per hour wind gusts and pea-sized hail. So honestly, I would not rule out this going severe warned. So anybody out here in Southwest Indiana, I'd be keeping an eye on this. I know a lot of you guys are out here asleep right now. That's fine. I don't think this is gonna do anything crazy, but just if you have any pets outside and you're planning on going to bed, maybe make sure that you're bringing them in, especially if they are, if you have like an itty bitty dog or cat outside, they're probably gonna get pretty freaked out by this. So at least bring them into the garage or something, I'd say, because there's also gonna be some wind and hail with this storm, and you probably don't want to have them out there during something like that.
Absolutely. So if you're in Vincennes, Monroe City, or Washington, or anywhere like in between these areas, just be aware of this storm coming because it could catch you off guard as you might be going to sleep around here. So it's gonna hit you pretty hard, and then it's gonna contain like 50 to 55 mile per hour winds, as we said, maybe some small hail every now and then, but mainly it's just gonna be a wind threat and rain. So just be aware about that. Also, just real quick, wanted to cover a lot of these areas before I end stream here. Uh, these Nebraska storms are really not doing anything. But if you're down the line, near Valentine or Crookston, these could always, strengthen up. I don't think they will at all, but these are, Mother Nature, so they could always just intensify incredibly. So please be aware of these storms as they come closer. Also, our Fort Stockton storm. If you're anywhere down the line near Sanderson or like anywhere near there, just
Very frequent updates here, and some of us live streams on what's going on in the tropics. Again, the severe weather threat over the next few days, what's to come. So yeah, that's pretty much it for me, Mr. Storm.
okay. So anyway,
Well said.
I don't even know. So anyways, thank you all for tuning in. Audio is not working. Okay, I think it's back. If you guys didn't hear Davis just basically said, like and subscribe. Check out both of our channels and Mr. Storm because we're gonna be doing a lot of live severe weather coverage as well. And just we really appreciate everybody for tuning in today. It's been a really long day, and I could really go for a hamburger right now. So I will see you all tomorrow. It's been a great stream. Bye bye.